Hi there. Today's video of the day, I'll be speaking with Montreal Audio Fest co-director MIchel Plante. The festival, in its 32nd year, has already had record-breaking attendance, with over 20% increase over last year. They've got over 300 manufacturers and distributors showing their wares, and I'm looking forward to talking to MIchel about this festival. So, MIchel, perhaps you can tell us a little bit about the festival, how it came to be, and what your sort of mission statement was or is.
Well, the festival is there for 32 years. We already changed the name about 4 times because at the beginning it was only about audio, then it was audio and video, and then it was salon, son and image, and people thought that it was a hair salon. And everybody were calling us the Montreal show, so then we decided to call ourselves Montreal Audio Fest, so it make it easier. And our mission is mostly to initiate people to better sound. Music has been recorded with good care, and many people don't enjoy that quality of sound, so our mission is to educate people about good sound.
And you provide, you have vendors here that have systems ranging from the easily affordable to the nearly unaffordable. We interviewed Tetra speakers, and their room is worth something like $385,000. Of the people that come to the festival, I'm assuming the majority are in the Montreal area, but do you get people coming from farther afield?
Yeah, I would say that about 60% of the people are from the Montreal area, from Quebec City to Ottawa, let's say. Okay. And then we have people coming from New York State, Vermont, some people from Connecticut this morning, and we have a lot of people from Ontario.
Yeah. So you do have a broader reach. Well, hopefully we can introduce you to some more people and get some more people to come. That would be great, because it's been fantastic. One of the things that's is interesting, though, you talk about trying to introduce people to good sound, is that there seems to be such a push in so many ways against the concept of good sound. In the way that it's introduced on some of the streaming services. The fact that music has become largely commoditized, unfortunately, and has so little value. So how do you sort of jibe that with the idea, with having a festival whose goal is to try and get people back to the idea that music is intended to sound good?
Well, I think one of the first things, when your sound system is a good sounding system, you want to have the real vinyl or CD. You don't want to stream. Yeah. So streaming is getting better and better, but it won't ever be like having your own vinyl on your turntable. Yeah. And I think personally that the concentration when you listen to your music, if it's streaming, you're not concentrated like if you play your vinyl or your CD. Yeah. So it's not the same listening experience.
Yeah, well, one of the things that I've always thought, I don't have vinyl because I live in a 2-bedroom condo, so there's not much room for a collection anymore, but one of the things that I still think about the resurgence of vinyl, it's a real positive, is that it's, and this was mentioned to me so I have to give proper credit to Carl Seglum in Norway, in case you're watching. Hi, Carl. And this is the idea that, listening to vinyl is a real active experience. When you're listening to even a CD, you've got a button. So if you hear 5 seconds of a song and you hate it, you just go, and you're off to the next song. With vinyl, you've got to go put the tape platter on, you got to put the needle on, you got to go sit down. And even if there is something that allows it to change tracks, you're more likely, the same laziness that allowed you to change tracks on the sofa will say, don't get up and change the track on. So you'll listen to the whole album. Yeah. You'll discover songs that may not have been great on their own actually sound really good sandwiched between 2 other things. So I think that vinyl keeps the idea of music as an active listening experience alive.
And it's respecting the artist.
Yeah.
For me. Maybe a song is not popular, but sometimes you listen at it for 10, 20, 30 times, and then you discover there was something way deeper than you thought at the beginning.
Absolutely.
So, and that's what we try to teach the people, how to listen to their music, how to select the equipment. Yeah. And we start with budget at about $1,000 because we know it's not everybody that has the room, like you say, the size of an apartment, and the budget. But we prefer them to start with something good, not too expensive, than buying a sound bar or something like that.
Yeah. So what would make up a decent sort of entry-level system? What kind of brands are you talking about?
I'm never comfortable to talk about brands because I have customers from everywhere. But let's say take some Canadian brand like NED amplifier made from a company in Toronto, and PSB speaker made from the same company, or Paradigm speaker, ELAC speaker. They are very good speaker, entry level, and you can have a very decent amplifier with all of the inputs that you need, and you put these speakers with the amp. You play music maybe with your phone, because at this budget you won't have a turntable. And for $1,000 you'll have a very good quality sound.
So when you were talking about, you know, an entry-level system using a phone, say a music source, but do you encourage people to get away from compression and go for, like, you know, CD quality, or are you talking about people who are still going to be playing compressed music?
Now with Tidal and Cobuzz, I think you can have non-compressed music coming from the streaming, and people, not that the phone has so much memory, you can keep the FLAC file in your phone instead of the MP3 file. So, and people choose to do that because they are better educated now than they were 10 years ago. So they pay attention when they download their music.
Okay, so you think that people are paying more attention when they download music quality? Okay, because I mean, you know, there are companies online that seem to be doing well, like Pro Studio Masters, HD Tracks, and those guys. I buy from them a lot, and so it does seem to be a growing thing. People actually you think people are starting to get more interested in actually hearing quality sound again.
Well, I would say that there's two different type of clientele. Some will never be interested, but the one that are interested, and when they are aware of the quality of files they can acquire and listen, so they go for the better quality for sure.
So when you choose, I mean, this year the theme for the festival is 50 years of Woodstock, which is a good enough theme, and his vest has all kinds of stuff from that era. And I still have to play a couple of things from '69. I don't have any jazz from Woodstock because I don't think there were any jazz guys who played Woodstock.
No, even if Deep Purple played at the Montreal Jazz Festival, so then there were no jazz at the
jazz festivals. Yes, this is true as well. Why Woodstock, and what are some of the other themes that you've had over the years?
Well, we never had a theme before. We don't know any other show in the world that ever worked around a theme. But I think Woodstock has been so big in the mind of everybody, from the millennial to the baby boomer. Everybody recognized that moment in life for the music. We try to be a bit less serious. This industry was very serious, snobbish sometimes, and we think that people should relax and enjoy music and stop to think about just business. So by doing something like that, we saw a lot of people in their real nature. And everybody enjoy it. Everybody appreciate that there is a team, and they can, I won't say disguise, but wear some element that remember the era. We make sure people listen to real good music instead of those standard that plays at many shows.
So are there, I haven't been around the whole festival yet. Are there any listening stations that are like set up by the festival? Or is everything like a vendor room or vendor booth?
It's only the vendors. We do not have our own. We have a couple of lounge where we play live music, and we have another lounge where we play classical music for people to go to relax. But beside that, all of the vendors choose their music. We provide them a playlist of the 1969 50 best album. That's the only part that we could help them or influence them.
Well, Michel, thanks a lot for taking the time to speak with us today. And you know, this is just early in the first day of the festival, so there's a lot to see still.
Well, thanks for the opportunity, and hopefully people will get aware that good sound changes their life, and it's good for your health.
This is true.
Yep.
All right, man.
Thank you so much.
Hey. On our next episode, we'll be looking at Tetra speakers and M-Labs. They have a system worth almost $400,000, and I can't wait to get inside and have a look at that.